In today's video, I'm going to walk through the exact system and exact process that I use to completely change my life. If you look at people who decide to quit nicotine or decide to go to the gym, but then fall off for 2 weeks, decided to, I'm not going to do any nicotine now, I quit now, is often because when they make that decision, they are at a very, very low point of their life, right? So I want you to think about your life in three different areas. You have the highs, you have the neutral, and you have the lows. The lows is when you're sad, ashamed, when you have anger, you don't want to be there. Highs is when you're very motivated, you're happy, you're excited, X, Y, Z, right? And in neutral is where we operate most of the time. Neutral is when, you wake up, you don't really care. Is where we operate 70% of our day. So most people make decisions where they're either very high or very low. For example, in the gym, people make decisions that, okay, now I'm gonna go start working out after they have watched that transformation video on Instagram, or they make a decision that they're gonna work out at New Year's when they're very motivated. But when they go back to that baseline, when they're neutral or even when they're low, they don't have that same dedication, so they fall off. So that's the reason why people quit the gym. Now, it's this exact same process if you look at when people decide to quit bad things or bad habits like nicotine. People are in a very low state, they feel shame, they feel anger, and they decide, I'm not going to do this anymore. But when they go up to the baseline, or when they go up even higher to the high, they don't have those emotions holding them back anymore, so they go back to it. So when you're gonna make a decision, you always have to make it when you're in the middle. Okay, now in today's video, I'm gonna walk through the exact system and exact process that I use to completely change my life, and the exact same process that we put Bamba on so he could change his life in only 120 days. And the exact same process that we put Justin on so he could change his life in only 60 days. And the exact same process when we put on Vincent in only 90 days. But before I jump into this video and give you the exact step-by-step process, I have to talk about the Operator. The Operator is a free self-improvement community. This link down below. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I want you to go and check it out. Now, what is the system that got Bamba these crazy results? What is the system that made me go from lost, uncertain? Well, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you try to change when you're either high or low, you're going to fall off. So before you make a decision at all, it has to be normal for you. And you do that by jumping on a 30-day phase. What we are trying to do here is not add things onto our life. We're not trying to add up beneficial habits and keep our bad habits. We're trying to take away our bad habits, take away our bad behaviors, and replace them with someone new. During this 30-day phase, the process that you do is that you map out who you want to become. Who is it that you want to be? Create this ideal character of yourself. Right, when I'm older, I want to work here. Maybe I want to run a business. I want to look this way. I want to go up this many kg. I want to be able to bench this. I want to drive this car. Name it. Put out as many things that you want. Because another thing that I like saying is that a ship without an end destination is destined to sink. So if you try to jump on this phase, if you try to change, but you don't know where you're going to go, guess what's going to happen? Well, you're going to sink. Right? So it's very important that you first of all don't drown, or then second of all know where you want to go. So create your ideal character, map out the things that you want, so that when you start your 90-day phase, you have something to work for. As I said, the 30-day phase is only to prepare yourself. But prepare yourself for what? If you're going to go to the gym, you don't prepare yourself the same way as if you're going to run a marathon. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you don't know what you're going to prepare for, you're just preparing in complete uselessness. It's like, why are you putting on your socks and running shoes if you're going to go to the fucking gym? So, really know what you want to be and really know where you want to go. Because if you're just here, you just look like a stupid cunt, to be honest, right? So create your ideal character and know your goals, right? There's short-term goals, there's middle-term goals, and there's long-term goals. In the Operator, we go through every one of those, but I'm gonna keep it short in this video. The short-term goals, that's short-term wins. By the end of this week, today, next month, 30 days, right? Middle-term goals, everything from 90 days to a year, and long-term goals can be 1 year to 100. You get what I'm saying? But knowing all of these different things, for a long-term goal, I want to have Lamborghini XYZ. Middle-term goal, I want to go up 10 kg. Short-term win, go to the gym 4 times a week, right? And the reason why short-term goals and middle-term goals are so important is that if you look at yourself now in the mirror and you have a goal that you want to have a Lamborghini, you won't believe in yourself. You won't believe that you'll be able to achieve that because you don't have a business, you know, you make no money, you don't believe in yourself. You understand? But if we can make you believe in yourself, you'll be able to do the work, so you'll be able to achieve it. You understand? And I'm not trying to sound like a fucking guru by saying you're gonna achieve a Lamborghini by joining the operator or working one-on-one with me. But what I'm trying to say to you is that if you have enough conviction in yourself that you're able to achieve things, you will achieve it, because conviction is the biggest thing. If you have conviction in yourself, if you have obsession and delusional mind, you'll be able to achieve anything. I went from a complete nobody. I went from playing in an academy in Sweden. I went from playing in a Swedish academy to 2 months later being in the hospital, 2 days away from being paralyzed. And now I've built myself up. I've gone up 30 kg. After the hospital, I was 53 kg. Now I'm 84. That's 30 kgs in a span of 2 years. If you think that if you believe but you're not able to achieve it, trust me. Put 2 years of your time and focus on yourself and you'll be amazed of how great things you can do. Now I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. The system, the 90-day system, right? What you do every day, your short-term goals, your short-term wins. If you have a goal, let's say a middle-term goal that you want to weigh 10k more. If you achieve that goal, then you know that what you do every day works. And if you can accomplish your middle-term goals, you know that you will achieve the long-term goals. That's just basic science, maths, or whatever the fuck you call it. So when we map out these things, these middle-term goals, I want to have, I want to make this amount of money, I want to do this, blah, 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 X, Y, map them out, and you achieve them, and you know that what you do every day works. I'll throw my notepad away, and I'm just going to talk about my journey. It all started back in February 2025. Okay, I went on a skiing trip with my friends. We went to the Swedish Alps, Swedish mountains, and the first thing, one of my friends said, yeah, let's do 500 push-ups every day. So we started doing 500 push-ups every day, right? And the last person to win, or the last person to get the 500 push-ups got a punishment. So I remember I used to bang out those 500 push-ups, right? And after that trip, I just started doing 300 push-ups every day. That was like my first beneficial habit that I had. So I did 100 when I woke up, I did 100 after school, and I did 100 before I went to bed. So I did this for a good time, and after that I got a book and I started reading it. So reading got my second beneficial habit. And then I started journaling. I started writing every day. I started writing a page every day. I did like a 30-day phase where I wrote an article every day. And by the end of that 30-day phase, I said like, yeah, I've gotten pretty good at reading and writing. Like I had dyslexia. I hated reading, I hated writing. But now I've kind of like taken away that belief in my mind, because like to be honest, like, you know, yeah, you have dyslexia, yeah, you have ADHD, but that, you know, that's, you know, you just have to work more if you have that, right? Because I was able to write 2 books. So if I'm able to write 2 books and I have all of these fucking diagnoses, then why are you not able to do the same? Okay, but back to the story. Now I've written 2 books. Now I've done the 30-day phase, the article, and then I was like, because I was reading about human psychology, human brain, I had learned so much about the human psychology, and I said like, okay, I'm completely gonna change my life. I'm completely gonna stop going out. I'm completely gonna stop doing nicotine, smoking, everything. So I jumped on this 30-day phase just to prepare myself for what was gonna happen. So when those 30 days went, and I started writing my book, The Universal Blueprint, my first book, and then after that, it was the May the 1st that I started my 90-day phase. And then the second day, me and my girlfriend broke up. I remember this because I have it on my notebook. But it was so fun because I just laughed. Because most people do, they cry, they get sad, they get angry when a girlfriend breaks up with them. But I just started laughing because for me it was just like I genuinely couldn't give a fuck. You understand? Because I had like, you know, begun this journey and it was so much bigger than her. So it was like all those negative feelings, all these things that I've learned, it was nothing for me because I just knew that, okay, we have a high, we have a neutral, and we have a low. So if I can understand how you know, control your emotions, then that didn't bother me. So I had learned how to control my emotions. I didn't get bothered by that. And when I was really high, I didn't really get bothered by that either. I just always tried to act and, you know, be at a baseline, the neutral. So, you know, never mind. The 90 days move on, and I released my book, I think it was like the 17th of June, 2025, right? Etc. I go to Spain, come home, I'm down reading. I'm reading like 1 book a week. I'm spinning these books. And then I think it was like in August, I realized that shit, I have so much knowledge about how the human brain works, how to control emotions, how to stop addictions, how to change. So I launched Beyond Default, my first community on school. And you know, I've been on this part of this other community, and I started getting people in, etc. And went pretty well. And then it was like, okay, you know, it's just from my story that I've just told you, I just want you to see how it compounds, right? You start off by doing push-ups, and then 4 months later, you're down there having clients on our community. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like me, when I just was doing push-ups, I was not business interested. I was only interested on improving myself. But because I had put time and effort on myself, it had compounded onto the most beneficial thing that can happen for me. So if you are someone who had a similar past as me, going out every weekend, smoking, drinking, chasing women, being addicted to dopamine, scrolling for hours, lost the passion of football, listening to music all the time, what I'm telling you is that even though business and all that shit makes no sense now, if you just improve yourself, if you just focus on yourself, on your fitness, on like improving you as a human, it will compound into the right way. Do you understand? It's impossible to not have a good future if you're always improving yourself. Do you understand? And the biggest investment you can make is on yourself. So to round this video off, I'm gonna say that invest on yourself, join the upgrader, and change your life today. Catch you guys.